Hello everyone, my name is Ms.zhira. I'm a science teacher at Lezan Private Basic School. Today we are going to explain new lesson for grade 9. We will start a new chapter with the chemical compound. Before starting that, I want to tell you when ions or molecules combine, make a form compound. So the direct method to understand, to compare, classify or separated compound have to know chemical compound. Classify depends on the chemical compound. So chemical bond, what means in this moment, what does meaning chemical bond for the chemical compound? Chemical bond that the force when two or more ions join on that atom. It means the force between two or more ions in that atom, in the compound. For example, in here we have chemical bonds between hydrogens and carbon. So each hydrogen combined by chemical bond with the carbon. It means in here they join with the carbon, the hydrogen, and hydrogen with the carbon. In each place they have a chemical bond. So chemical bond that the force that combine two or more ions in compound. In here divided by ionic compound and covalent compound. Ionic compound, a compound made up of oppositely charged. Before start the ionic compound, I want to tell you what's the ionic bond. Ionic bond, it means when the bonds between two oppositely charged. They have a relationship between ionic bond and ionic compound. Ionic compound, a compound made up of oppositely charged. It means the ionic compound, they have a two charge depend for that. For example, when metal will be positively, how? When transfer one electrons in the metal to the non-metal. In this moment, metal will be positive and non-metal will be negative. Look at this example we have in here. We have a sodium with the chlorus, and the sodium, they have extra electrons in the valence electron and transfer it. This is valence electron to the chlorus. So in this moment, so the sodium will be positive charge and chlorine it will be negative charge because transfer electrons from the sodium to the chlorine. So depending for the valence electron, it means that this is electrons in the outermost layer energy level. After that, we will go to talk about each property for the ionic compound. Start with the bright lines. Bright lines, it means that this is kind for the property. They have ionic compound. They can be brightly to tending and without the breaking. And by the way, this kind, they give the ability to the ionic compound will be arrangement like by 3-dimension called crystalline lattice. This is number one. The second one, high melting point. High melting point, it means ionic compound, they have a high melting point because the ionic bond between them, it's too much strong. That's why in this moment, this is question said, why every ionic compound, every matter in the ionic compound made, it will be solid at room temperatures. The number three, solubility and electric conductivity. Ionic compound, they have the ability to conduct electric current. Why? Because they can be easily to dissolve it in the water. And this moment can be transferred or can be conduct electric current easily. This is about ionic compound. In this slide, we will go to talk about covalent compound. Covalent compound, a chemical compound formed by the sharing of the valence electron. It means in the covalent compound can be sharing between valence electron. In this moment, some of the atoms can be produced, or some of the atom by covalent compound produce the molecule. As you know, the molecules are the smallest particle. By the way, we have some property about covalent compound. Low solubility. Opposite that, in here so they have a low solubility. It means in this moment they cannot be dissolved in the water easily. For that moment, you cannot be conduct current, conduct electricity easily. The second point, low melting point. Opposite ionic compound. The ionic compound high melting point, but in here low melting point. Covalent compound, they don't have the ability to be low melting point because the bond between them, so it will be so weak in this moment that cannot be have high melting point. Number three, electrical conduction. It means in this moment, electrical conductivity, it means in that moment, when you want to talk about number three, they cannot be dissolved in the water easily. So like sugar may be dissolved in the water, but sometimes they produce the iron. In that moment, they cannot be transfer electric current or conduct electric current easily. Like a sugar can be dissolved in the water, but they didn't produce it any ions. In that moment, they cannot be conduct electric current. This is slide talking about ionic compound and covalent compound. In this slide, we will going to talk about acid and base. What's the difference between them? Start with the acid. Acid, it means increase the number of the hydrogen ions. It means when increase it, this is kind acid and base, both of them compound. When increases the number of the hydrogen ions called acid. How? For example, this is hydrogen ion. When you want to separate it, produce it, H2O water with the hydrogen ion. In this moment, the hydrogen ions, when you happen in the result, this is say the acid, because increases the number of the hydrogen ions. By the way, they have a lot of the property, and also base in this sign increase the number of the hydroxide ion. We will go talk about that, but before started base, we will explain what's the property of the acid. Property of the acid, number one, acid have a sour flavor. It means when you want to taste the acid, you can feel that the sour taste, like lemons and some kinds of the fruit like citric acid. By the way, the second point, acid change color from an indicator. It means indications, it means, or indicators, when you want to talk about that, it means changing the colors paper by pH scale. So in this moment, in the acid, when you put it, litmus paper blue can change it to the red. This is point is too much important when changing the litmus paper blue to red in the base. And number three, acids react with the metal. Acid, they have the ability to react with the metal. For example, producing hydrogen. For example, we have a hydrochloric react with the zinc, produce it and the result hydrogen. Number four, acid conduct current. Acid also, they have the ability to produce and dissolve it in the water, can be conduct current easily. We will go to talk about the base. Property, before starting the property, I will explain for you what's the base. Base increases the number of the hydroxide atom, OH. In here, hydrogen ions, but in here, hydroxide ions, OH. In here, we have a symbol, we have OH minus. So NaOH, when separated, produces Na positive with the OH minus. In this moment, this is reactions when you talk about, and this is chemical equation, talking about what? Talking about the base. We have some property. Number one, base have a bitter flavors. It means like acid when you tasting, we will can feeling that. And by the way, sometimes of the base, they can be dangerous for our body because sometimes when you touch in your fingers and any part in your body, you're feeling that. Number two, base changes the color. Like acid change the litmus paper blue to red, but in their opposite, change it red to blue. Base conduct all the indicators. It means a base also can be dissolved in the water and produced ion charging. In this moment, can be conduct electric. So this is talking about, this is chapter chemical compound, and this is side chemical bonds, ionic compound, covalent compound, and this side acid and base. That's enough for today. Have a nice time. Wish you all the best for you.